Today, we're going to talk about acquiring business. And most of the time, we're looking at organic strategies. Today is the exception because there's a huge opportunity right now, and it's in advertising. It's running ads. Now, let me know in the chat who has run any type of paid advertising. This is you running ads. I'm not going to count Zillow for this particular illustration. If you run Google ads, Facebook ads, YouTube ads, TikTok ads, who has run ads in the past? Let me know what level, what temperature we're at, so I can get really into the weeds if needed. If not, I can get a little bit more strategic. So if you run ads in the past, doesn't matter which, let us see it in the chat. So we have Ian, I know you've run ads. I know you run ads. Awesome. So we have some others right here. So we have yes, mainly Facebook. I have done Facebook ads before, but at a basic level. Awesome. So welcome everybody. We have New York, Texas, North Carolina, South Africa. So Wendy, shout out. And a lot of cool stuff. So we're going to hone in on Facebook ads for today. Now, understand that the principles are the principles, which we're going to spend maybe 60 seconds on. That can translate into Google, that can translate into YouTube, that can translate into any other paid mechanism. But really, my claim to fame has been advertising, more specifically with Facebook ads. So at any point in time, we can generate a lead for $1. One quick second. At any point in time, regardless of the market, does not matter if you're in Los Angeles, doesn't matter if you're in New York, doesn't matter if you're in Dallas. We're very notorious for generating leads within a couple of bucks. Most of the time, we try to stick within $1, regardless of market. So I know several folks here can actually vouch for that because they've experienced it in their business. And really, the reason that we're able to see movement, the reason that we've been able to be so successful in generating names, email, and phone numbers has been the offer that we make to our viewers, the people that we're running ads with. All right, so this is where we get into the number one thing you need to get right is your offer. So if you're taking down notes, please feel free. This is the time to do so. What are you offering? Again, this translates, and we're not going to spend too much time here because I really want to get into the weeds and actually give you a resource that everything that I'm saying here, I show you in about 90 minutes. I screen share. We won't do it today, but I'll share that video here in the chat that walks you through everything, the exact ad copy, how I connect things, how I automate things, how I scale these things, how do I split this, everything. Like it's a masterclass, except I'm not going to charge you $1,000 for it. It's free. So as far as the number one thing is, what offer are you making? This translates to Google, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, anything. What's your offer? And we'll be very specific here in a little bit. Oh yeah, I forgot to do that. I'm sorry. Let me give me one quick second. Gotta get the homies. Go ahead.
Yeah, quick. Are you covering the latest changes to Facebook? Because I woke up this morning to an entirely new interface.
You know, there's about 30 different interfaces out there. They're at all points in time, they're always split testing. Some of my accounts, so just so everyone knows, I have about 100 accounts under management, give or take at any point in time. 20% of them will always get that new version. Typically, it's the ones that aren't spending as much because the ones that spend a little bit more, they'll generally delay longer to get into the new platform because they don't want to disrupt the ad spend. But yes, I'll cover that as well, Eric, for sure. Alrighty, so first thing, getting your offer. These offers, if you're going after low-hanging fruit, which I encourage every single person here to do, is go a direct call to action. Do a direct call to elicit the click and elicit their contact information. So example of some effective campaigns that are that we've been running so far. The number one performer for us has been the Just Listed campaign, which is actually the video that I'm going to share with you here in the chat box. Why do I call it in the chat? I don't need chat box. In the chat, I'll share that with you here in a couple of minutes. Just Listed is essentially the strategy where we take a property, whether it's ours, our brokerage, or we have permission to advertise it. we put that property out on Facebook and encourage people to give us their name, their name, their email, and their phone number. The ad copy is very simple. I'm not going to get into that. You'll see it in the video, but just listed is really, really working. And the reason that it has been working so effectively was because of the inventory issue. My prediction is that next month it's not going to be working as high. That's just my feel. And I mean, Wendy, you're nodding your head. You get a sense of where that's coming from. Ashley, I saw the same thing. So we're seeing that the inventory is not as big of a deal as it was 2 months ago, 3 months ago, and beyond. Right. So that's one offer that's working. Off-market properties is always going to work. Always going to work. So if you provide a list, it doesn't have to be super exhaustive. The thing is just provide an offer. If you can provide a list of off-market properties, whether that is personal people that you know that would have a home for sale, or you're just putting them on the wait list. That's how you get around actually having a list. a little hack there. But if you're offering a list of off-market properties, that's going to perform all of the time. Now, one thing to note there is it's going to bring out a lot of investors. So if you're working with some investors, great. It's gonna build your investor list like crazy. My pro tip there is you want to qualify your investors very heavily, especially if you're running Facebook ads, because everybody wants to be an investor until they have to write a check. Then all of a sudden, it's not so glamorous. HGTV became real, right? So that's another offer that we're making. It doesn't matter the market that we're in, it will absolutely hit. Right. So if you're looking for listings, we're going to go with the just sold campaign. So very similar to the just listed, except in reverse. The reason that you don't see much movement in your advertisements is because people really can't relate to what does a 5% rise in real estate prices mean for me, myself, and I. It's not tangible. So if you do a just sold campaign in the neighborhood that you're working, or in the area that you're working, you're putting in the numbers of how much over asking the properties went for, how many days it's been on the market, and then also how many offers were received on it. So as an example, a property could easily go for $25,000 above asking, sold within 2 days, and had multiple offers. Right. So very much the same strategy as the just listed campaign here. It doesn't even have to be your property. Right? You have the stats, you have the numbers, you have the information on the MLS. You can just take that information, and all those three, with the exception of the amount of offers, are available on the MLS. You know how much above asking it went for. You know how many days it was on the market. You just don't know how many offers that they received. However, if it went above asking, there's a good guess that they received multiple offers. Does that make sense? I know I'm going super fast, but this is our 15-minute little blurb. I want to make sure that I get as much information out to you as possible. If you need to watch this recording, this will be up by tomorrow in that channel that Celine dropped here a couple of minutes ago. So now, before I forget, because I tend to do this, let me drop the video that I'm referencing in the chat. As far as mechanics, as far as click this button, do this, do that, all of those questions are in this video. I just dropped it in the chat. Make sure to just bookmark it for later use. The most important thing here is that when you're launching Facebook ads, understand what offer are you making. Is it a strong enough offer that you, as a general viewer, somebody that's scrolling through Facebook with no intention to buy or no intention to sell, will that attract your information? Is there enough value for you to put your name, your email, and phone number? Right? Because the easy ones are the ones that are actively looking to buy. However, nobody logs into Facebook hoping to run into a realtor ad that I haven't met that person yet. Right? So when we get on the Google side of things, that's intention-based marketing. We're not going to get into that today, but the lowest, easiest path to entry is Facebook ads. And it doesn't matter who is on this call right now in our mastermind today. I guarantee you that if I were to get into your account, I'm not selling you anything, by the way, don't reach out to me for this, but I get into any one of your accounts and get you leads within an hour. It's not even a question. So check out that video and see what that's about. Andres, still need to ask permission for your just sold, correct? Who would you be asking permission from, Andres? You might be walking.
I was asking if you can use other people's just sold around your area. You still need to ask permission for that, correct?
So this is really where it's a business decision for you or a risk tolerance decision for you. Technically, from my point of view, this is Jaime's School of Law. I'm not a lawyer. The only thing that I see as a problem with the strategy, if you said in the just sold strategy, is the image because of copyright. Because a home is sold, there's no active listing on it. It's not even the previous homeowners. It's now a new homeowner. So from and this is me, my belief is that you don't need permission to market that. Again, goes back to risk tolerance.
Okay, that makes sense.
Sorry, I muted you by accident, Eric.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, can I go even deeper on that one?
Yeah.
My perspective is I take my images from my IDX site. And since the IDX provider has a contract to use the images and I pay for the IDX, that's my, I did this from my IDX site that has a contract with you to use your images.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I dig that.